اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم نحمدہ ونصلی علی رسولہ الکریم وعلی عبدہ المسیح الموعود. We continue with our daily dars from the philosophy of the teachings of Islam. If I can request Jawad Sahib to begin the Urdu reading.
السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. حضرت مسیح موعود علیہ الصلاۃ والسلام فرماتے ہیں غرض اس جوانی کی عمر میں بہت نازک حال ہوتا ہے، اور اگر خدا کی عنایت دستگیری نہ کرے، میں بتاتا چلوں عنایت مہربانی کو کہتے ہیں، اگر خدا کی مہربانی دستگیری ہاتھ نہ تھامے تو جہنم کے گڑھے میں گر جاتا ہے. سچ تو یہ ہے کہ یہی عمر تمام خرابیوں کی جڑ ہے، یعنی یہی عمر تمام خرابیوں کی بنیاد ہے. اسی عمر میں انسان اکثر بدنی بیماریاں اور قابل شرم روگ خرید لیتا ہے. قابل شرم جو شرم کے قابل ہوں، روگ بیماری کو کہتے ہیں. اسی کچی عمر کی غلطیوں سے کبھی سچے اور غیر متغیر خدا سے منہ پھیر لیتا ہے، غیر متغیر جس میں کوئی کسی قسم کی تبدیلی نہ ہو. غرض یہ وہ زمانہ ہے جس میں خدا کا خوف کم اور شہوت طالب اور نفس غالب ہوتا ہے. شہوت طالب کا مطلب خواہشات کا پتلا، اور نفس غالب کہ آپ کے جذبات آپ کے اوپر غالب آ جائیں. اور کسی ناسے کی نہیں سنتا. ناسے نصیحت کرنے والے کو کہتے ہیں. اسی زمانے کی خطاؤں کا خمیازہ ساری عمر بھگتنا پڑتا ہے. پھر جب 40 برس تک پہنچتا ہے تو جوانی کے بارو پال کچھ گرنے شروع ہو جاتے ہیں. بارو پال کہتے ہیں کہ پر اور بال، سکن وغیرہ جو ہوتی ہے. اب خود ہی ان بہت سی خطاؤں پر نادم ہوتا ہے. نادم کا مطلب پشیمان ہونا، جن پر نصیحت کرنے والے سر پیٹ کر رہ گئے تھے، اور خود بخود نفس کے جوش کم ہوتے چلے جاتے ہیں، کیونکہ جسمانی حالت کی روح سے انحطاط کمزوری کو کہتے ہیں. انحطاط کا زمانہ بھی شروع ہو جاتا ہے. وہ خون شر انگیز اب کہاں پیدا ہوتا ہے جو پہلے پیدا ہوتا تھا. وہ اعضاء کی طاقت اور جوانی کی مستانہ نشاط عیاشی کا طالب کہاں باقی رہتی ہے جو پہلے تھی. اب تو تنزل کمزوری کی طرف اور گھاٹے کا زمانہ آتا جاتا ہے، اور اس پر متواتر ان بزرگوں کی موتیں دیکھنی پڑتی ہیں جو اپنی عمر سے بہت زیادہ تھے، بلکہ بعض وقت قضاء و قدر سے چھوٹوں کی موتیں بھی کمروں کو توڑتی ہیں. اور غالباً اسی زمانے میں والدین بھی قبروں میں جا لیٹتے ہیں، اور دنیا کی ناپائیداری کے بہت سے نمونے ظاہر ہو جاتے ہیں. اور خدا تعالیٰ اس کے سامنے ایک آئینہ رکھ دیتا ہے کہ دیکھ دنیا کی یہ کہانی ہے، اور جس کے لیے تو مرتا ہے اس کا انجام یہ ہے. تب اپنی گزشتہ کہتے ہیں بیتی ہوئی، تب اپنی گزشتہ غلطیوں کو حسرت کی نگاہ سے دیکھتا ہے، اور ایک بھاری انقلاب اس پر آتا ہے. انقلاب کہتے ہیں تبدیلی کو. اور ایک بھاری انقلاب اس پر آتا ہے، اور ایک نئی دنیا شروع ہوتی ہے، بشرطے کہ خمیر میں سعادت رکھتا ہو اور ان میں سے ہو جو بلائے گئے ہیں. جزاکم اللہ وحسن جزا.
In short, youth is a critical period of one's life, and without divine grace one might well land in the pit of hell. The fact is that this part of one's life is the root of all evil. It is at this time that one contracts most physical ailments and some unmentionable diseases. The mistakes made in the colorless of youth often cause man to turn away from the true and immutable God. Thus, at this age, he fears God but little, and is driven by carnal passion, and dominated by his baser self. He pays little heed to the advice of others and suffers the consequences of this age for the remainder of his life. As man approaches 40, he starts shedding the vagaries of his youth and ruefully looks back at many of his follies from which his counselors had failed to dissuade him. His ebullience of his youth naturally begins to subside, for his physical condition declines with advancing age. The rebellious blood is no longer there, nor is there any more physical vitality and recklessness of youth. The time of deterioration and decay approaches fast. At this stage, he also witnesses the passing away of his elders and even the untimely death of younger people, whose loss leaves him stricken with grief. His parents, too, are probably no more, and the world begins to betray his transience in a number of ways. It is as if God places before him a mirror and says, "Look, this is the reality of life of which you are so fond." It is then that he recalls his past mistakes with regret and undergoes a radical transformation, ushering in a new life, provided he is well meaning by nature and is one of those whom God has summoned. In this Dars today, the promised Messiah alayhi salatu wasalam has mentioned something which is very clear and it can be seen in this day and age. In fact, in all ages, this is something which is very, very common. He talks about mainly about youth. When in our younger years, he says this part of one's life is the root of all evil. And he mentions that the mistakes made in the callousness of youth often cause man to turn away from the true and immutable God. Now, if you look around in this day and age, most people who disbelieve in God, who challenge the existence of God, are those people who think because of their youth, I guess because of they think they have more understanding, and they can prove that God does not exist. So they can turn away, as the promised Messiah mentioned, they can turn away from the true and immutable God. And what is driving them? The promised Messiah والسلام, says that at this age he fears God but little, and he is driven by carnal passion. This is the reason why people turn away from God, because of that carnal passion. But then the promised Messiah ﷺ talks about the next stage of man's life. As man approaches the age of 40, and he starts to get older, and the younger years have now gone past him. He says that the rebellious blood is no longer there. The physical vitality and recklessness of youth is no longer there. He says even at this age now, he starts to witness certain things which might change the course of his life. For example, he sees that his elders are now passing away. Some of his young friends, his colleagues, might suddenly pass away. And this grief really makes him look in another direction. And the promised Messiah ﷺ says, he says, it is as if God places before him a mirror and says, "Look, this is the reality of life of which you're so fond." Meaning your entire life you were chasing this dream almost, and you forgot about Allah the Almighty. But Allah Ta'ala is so merciful. The promised Messiah mentioned that if this individual, despite sinning his entire life, if he undergoes a radical transformation, ushering in a new life, provided he is well meaning by nature and he is one of those whom God has summoned, meaning that even after committing these sins and being on the wrong side, on the wrong path, if he truly does istighfar, seeks the forgiveness of Allah the Almighty, it is like a new beginning for him. Jazakumullah, this was the dars for today. The next segment today, we are joined by our regional Qaid Sahib, Amar Ahmed Sahib. And the reason why we have taken Amar Sahib, firstly, Assalamu alaikum Amar Sahib, can you hear us?
Walaikum salam. Dimir Sahib, I can hear you.
Jazakallah. I know Amar Sahib, alongside some of our Sadran presidents and the Ansarullah were also present. And they went for food distribution. And with the COVID-19, we know that the government requested for people to volunteer. So as the regional guide, what efforts are being made? And specifically, if you can tell us about today, what was done?
So, Alhamdulillah, as you've already mentioned, Rabbi Saab, that it's not just the Khuddam Lamdia that's getting involved in the efforts. We're working together with Ansarullah and even Northwest region to come together and in a time of need. And our sole purpose is to deliver food packages to the residents who need it the most, the isolated, the shielded, people who are vulnerable in our society. So we made contact with the council, and through the council we were able to establish a strong relationship. And as you mentioned, today was the busiest day so far. We've been working with them for roughly a week, and so far we've delivered over 1,700 packages to over 729 households. So this is just a matter of a week, and we've had Khuddam come forward, Ansar, Khuddam, and they're willing to help. And it's great to see that when the times get tough, Khuddam Lamdia and Ansarullah, they come to the forefront to help others when they need it the most.
So, Qaid Sahib, if someone wants to volunteer, anyone, Qaid, maybe, how can they approach the Qaid? Or if Ansarullah, perhaps, and Nasir wants to help out, what is the way they can contact?
The best way is to get contact through your guide. So speak to your local guide. We're already in contact with all the local guideen. We're informing them of the protocol and the manpower requirement per day. And if Ansar brothers want to join, I would suggest that you speak to their Zaim and go through that channel. I believe Munawar Luqman Saab has been liaising with me directly, and we're able to arrange manpower via that route as well. So it's open to all. The only requirement is that you're willing to do the work, and you have a car and you can drive. And we're basically running a 7-day operation from Monday now. So we're providing manpower on a daily basis, and Alhamdulillah, so far we've managed to fulfill, even exceed the council's expectations. Even today, they couldn't believe how quickly we were able to bring the cars in and take the food packages. They weren't able to get them ready quick enough for us. So it's a great. I can only, from the bottom of my heart, be thankful to all the Khuddam and Ansar brothers who have so far participated in this. And again, we need to work together, because it's our wishes of our beloved Imam Hazur, Hazur Aqtasiyat Ta'ala bin Nasir Aziz, and we need to keep striving. We need to keep helping those who need it the most.
Jazakumullah. So roughly, Qaid Sahib, how many people were volunteering today?
So we had 26 in total, out of which six were Ansar. We even had an external member come and help today. It was a colleague of Khadim. He learnt about what we were doing, and he wants to do this every weekend now. So even the externals are getting involved. So between the two regions, we were able to, and Ansarullah, able to provide 25 men today.
MashaAllah, that's excellent. Jazakallah, Qaid Sahib.
Jazakallah.
So this is really, I mean, somebody put in a question yesterday that, is it necessary to believe in God to be serving humanity? And it is so true that, purely for the sake of Allah and the creation of Allah, these people are going out to, serve humanity. So I really pray to Allah that may Allah always keep those people serving in the front line. The frontline workers, may Allah always keep them safe, and may Allah Ta'ala enable all of us to serve the creation of Allah, and may Allah Ta'ala always keep everyone safe from any ailments, any illnesses. So Qaid Sahib, Jazakumullah, may Allah bless you as well for leading alongside the Ansar members and the other auxiliaries who are serving at the front line. May Allah Ta'ala bless all of you, and inshallah I'm hoping that many more people will contact yourself and the local Qaideen to volunteer for this very noble task.
Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam.